up, my people? Today we are talking about this very important question. Ready? Can a gaslighter change? I will tell you the straight up answer today, and you may like it or you may not. But either way, it's a God's honest truth. So let's dive in. And while you're here, hit that subscribe button. Drop me a note. Let me know what you think, what you need to hear more of. I love hearing from you. Let's dive in. So here's the question. Can a gaslighter change? The answer? Sometimes. There is one type of person who is incapable of change, incapable of recovery 9 times out of 10. Never say never, but really it's quite unlikely. And you know what that kind of person is? I'll give you one guess. Yep, narcissists. Narcissist gaslighters, people that are actual narcissists, they won't change. Why do I say that? Because if you actually read the literature and the research that's been done in psychology, what you find is that narcissists are the toughest kind of personality disorder to cure. They have a fundamental unwillingness to acknowledge that they're ill, mentally ill, to acknowledge the pain that they're causing. And there's a million reasons for that, which we will talk about in another video. But if you're dealing with a narcissist who gaslights as a part of their communication style because they're narcissists, they will never change. Never. So if you're in a work relationship with an office narcissist, let's say, and you're like, gosh, can she change? Can he change? The answer is no. No. But then you might be asking, well, how do I know if they're a narcissist? Listen, you know you're dealing with a narcissist when they are only interested in other people based on whether or not they are useful, right? They're only nice to you if you're useful to them. The minute you are no longer useful to them, they discard you, they ice you, they talk shit about you, whatever the thing is, right? Narcissists see other people as supply, right? This concept of narcissistic supply is so key. And if you want to know more about narcissists, go to Rebecca Zung's website, YouTube channel. She's got so many great videos on slaying negotiation with narcissists. And she's a lawyer, so she knows what she's talking about. But back to sort of communication strategies around people that are gaslighters. Narcissists will only communicate in ways that manipulate, that feed their supply. What is their supply needs? They feed off of the energy of other people. And what's crazy about narcissists is they don't actually care what kind of energy it is. They get juiced up by making you mad. They get juiced up, whoop whoop, by making you sad. What they are interested in is living off of your life force. You ever leave a conversation with a narcissist and you're just exhausted? It's because they've been draining you like an energy vampire, right? Those people won't change. Full stop. If you're working with a narcissist who's gaslighting you, you better dust off that resume, honey, because it's never going to get any better. Unless they get fired or you find a way to work with people to create some sort of coalition where you can get them fired. And a lot of times narcissists are in positions of power, so it's very hard to do. But there is another category of gaslighter that absolutely can change. Those are the everyday people like you and I that grew up in families where direct communication was not a thing, right? You were not allowed to have needs. You were not allowed to be wrong. You were ridiculed for making mistakes. You were ridiculed for having needs of any kind ever, right? In those family systems, people don't learn tools for having hard conversations, for getting their needs met, for when they make a mistake. They don't learn how to make, in families where you are not allowed to make a mistake, you are ridiculed, shamed, screamed at, iced. You are treated poorly if you make a mistake. And so what does that mean? You learn to cover up your mistakes. And gaslighters classically gaslight other people as a way of covering up their error, right? Those people actually can change. They just need to be told, whoa, 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 time out, time out. What I'm seeing is X, what you're seeing is Y, and that is not what I see. Forcing them to deal with 2 different versions of reality and negotiate that. That's healthy. That is human, natural needs for human to be honest and communicate in times of conflict. Normal, normal, normal. I believe X, You believe Y. Let's negotiate and figure out where the in-between, where the disconnect is. That is normal. Gaslighters don't know how to do that. They don't know how to do that. So our job is to teach them by holding them accountable, by telling them if I say no and they're trying to gaslight me out of my no, I call it timeout. Whoa, timeout. I've told you no twice now. And still you're talking about it. I'm confused. Where's the disconnect? I said no, right? This timeout is my favorite because gaslighters love to spin a vortex, right? They love to whip us into a confusion loop, right? And by calling timeout, the loop stops, right? The tornado stops. It's like when a director yells, cut, and all the actors relax. By calling a timeout in a conversation, whoa, timeout. I don't understand what's going on here. I'm confused. I said no, and yet you're still working on me. What's going on? When you do that, you train a gaslighter to communicate in ways that are direct, right? Having boundaries with gaslighters is one of the most effective ways of helping them change because you're modeling a new kind of behavior for them. Now, depending on what kind of relationship you have with your gaslighter, if you have a really good, generally good relationship with them, it's so much easier to call them out. For example, some people gaslight with facial expressions. You ever had a conversation with somebody and you're trying to give them hard feedback and you're like, you know what? When you said X, it really upset me because we had talked about blah, blah, blah. You had agreed to it and then you went back on it. If when you're sharing that concern with somebody and they look at you like this, right? That is a very dismissive face. And what they're doing is gaslighting you out of having the perspective you have. They're shaming you. They're mocking you with their face, right? And you can call a timeout on that too and be like, whoa, timeout. What is that facial expression that you're giving me? Make them say it. And if they say to you, you know what it means. You can say, no, I need you to tell me, right? Calling people out on their facial expression is a powerful way of teaching them what you will and will not accept, right? So for example, I was talking with somebody who was doing that to me. I was sharing something that was a concern to me and they were dismissing of my concern by making that like eye roll face. And I said, whoa, time out. What's the eye roll? And they said, it seems like you're making a big deal out of something that's not a big deal. And I said, I get it. I hear you that it's not as big of a deal to you as it is to me, but I am telling you that it's a big deal to me. And as my equal, as my partner in negotiating this, I need you to take my position seriously. And if you can't, that's a problem. We need to talk about it. Ooh, that person was like, okay, sorry, I'm listening, right? People that gaslight out of bad habit will take the feedback and get their act together. People that are narcissists will double down on making you feel crazy. That's how you know. That's how you know. And if you're like, oh my God, this is so interesting. What are some other ways of dealing with gaslighters? I have 1 million videos for you on this channel that will tell you just that. But that's the basics. Can gaslighters change? Narcissists cannot. But regular everyday people like us that just have bad communication habits, yes, they can change. But it takes a little bit of leadership from you and a whole lot of courage. So get out there, make that change happen. And thank you for being here. Shine on. We need your light. And I'll see you next time.